Hi everybody, my name is Tiffany. Welcome back to my channel. I thank you for watching, and if you are watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe below. I make videos about how to get jobs, also my experience in the tech industry, and all those other great things. So I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you. Today's video is all about how to survive a layoff. I've been through a couple layoffs in my time, tech and non-tech related, and I'd love to help you overcome that. So stay tuned. Whenever you get laid off from any job, whether it's tech or non-tech related, it's frustrating. It's always you weren't expecting it and you're like, crap, what do I do next? So let's talk about that. There's 3 things that you should be doing as soon as you get laid off. Let's go. The first thing you need to do is, as soon as it happens, it's going to be a shock. It's going to come as a surprise. You know, if you didn't know it was coming. Most layoffs, you don't know they're coming. But the best thing you need to do is bounce back. Okay, don't let it get you down. Don't sulk in self-pity. Don't be like, I suck at life. No, stop that. Pick it up. Let's go. We got work to do, right? We literally have work to do at this point. The best thing I can say to you right now is take a day and use that day to feel down just a little bit. Don't depress yourself, but feel down just a little bit. Relax yourself, watch a little TV, right? Take a nap. It's exhausting. Okay, you've been working this whole time. All of a sudden you don't have a job. You don't know what to do with yourself. Take one day. I'm giving you permission to do this. Take one day. That's it. Do those things. The next day you bounce back. You come in stronger. Use that next day as kind of like a reflective period. If you take your one day and kind of do nothing, the next day you need to be doing is kind of reflecting on what you've learned from that job, because you've learned something. Even if it was like a negative thing, you still learned something. The next thing is reflecting on the challenges you had at that job. Anything like with your manager, who's that guy? Anything like with a manager or with a coworker or anything like that. Reflect on those things and think back to like how you can make those things better, how you can improve upon those things, and then go from there. Start making a list of things that were not great about that job or things like that. Challenges, difficulties, just things that you don't want to deal with anymore. Things that were really great and you love to have in your next position. Write those things down over the next couple days after getting laid off, so that they're fresh, they're clear in your mind, and then you can kind of start chasing what's on that paper that you wrote down, or a Google document, or whatever you're writing them down in. The second thing you need to do is practice your craft. What does that look like for you? Well, I'm assuming a lot of people, if you're on my channel, you're technical and you may have gotten laid off from a technical position. But if you're not and you just happen to find this video, what does that mean for you in your field? If you were a project manager, how can you make yourself a better project manager? If you were even a cashier at Kroger's, like how do you become a better cashier or move away from that or into something else? So that has to do, again, kind of like with the reflection period. But at this point, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, and now you need to practice on what you do want. So if you want to get better at communicating effectively, how are you going to go about doing that? Are you going to go to meetups and try that out? Are you going to go online and just be a better person online while you're typing out to people their comments? I don't know. That kind of reflects on what you want to do. That's the great thing about it. You can get better in the way that you want to get better in. But there's different things out there. You can join Toastmasters if you want to do that. You know, if you really want to get out there and do some public speaking, right? If that's one of your things, go for it. So whatever that is, practice your skill set. If you're a developer, ideally make projects, Find something that you're passionate about, make a project. I wouldn't say make 20,000 projects, right? You don't want to overwhelm yourself. At the same time, you do want to be able to put something new and fresh out there on your resume. And the best way to go about doing that is taking some time and doing that. You don't want the project to be so extensive so that you don't have anything out there to show, but you do want it to be a project that you can add on to things later and continually progress in. I don't know, I couldn't find the word. I got it. Okay, third thing that you should be doing, tell your network. I know people are just like, I don't like networking. I don't either, okay? I don't like it, but a lot of times, just show up and turn to your neighbor left or right and say, hey, how you doing, right? I have a whole thing about how to find your job, networking, that sort of thing. I'll link it so that you could see it. I'll link it above so you can see that card. There's people out there that may have jobs, okay, but they don't know that you need the job because you never said anything about the job. So the best thing that you can do is go on LinkedIn and be like, hey, I've just lost my job. And this is where your reflective material of what you don't and do want in a job, then that's when you say, this is the kind of things I'm looking for. And if you want to be so bold, this is what I want to stay away from, etc., etc. A lot of times if you make that first post, other people will see it, tag people that are necessary, like maybe if you have colleagues or something that it involves, or colleagues that know that you might be looking or might be interested in looking, that sort of thing. Kind of tag those people so they'll see it. Hopefully they'll see it if they have notifications on, and then they can share it with their network, and then people might comment on it. It could become something very big for you, and you could get a ton of leads. In that same way, go on Twitter, mention that you've maybe lost your position, looking for something new. Here's what I can work in. Here are the languages I'm familiar with. This is the skill set that I have. This is what I'm looking for. Go out there and promote that. Now, if you don't really have a strong network or anything like that, now's your time to build it. You've got this new opportunity to where you don't really know a lot of people or whatever. Now's your time to go out there and find those people. So in that same way, you could still go to Twitter and just start talking to groups, finding people by hashtags, that sort of thing, maybe reaching out to those individuals, maybe starting conversations with those people. There are loads of discussions happening on Twitter, and especially if you're in the tech industry. And so go out there and join those hashtags and start conversing with those people. It's not going to happen overnight, trust me. But if you start building up that repertoire of people and be like, hey, I've seen this person before, and then you start those conversations, you might get into a good one. You never know where it could lead you. Or, hey, I saw you worked at such and such. What's it like working there? That's my favorite line. I love using that one. That also works in person. So alternatively, if you go to meetups as well, you can meet people through meetups and be like, hey, what is your job? What do you do there? What's it like working there? And start asking those questions. So in conclusion, guys, if you've been laid off, take time to reflect. Go out there and practice your craft, and then also make sure that you are networking and telling people that you've also lost your position. All right, so those are the things I have for you. Please stay strong, guys. If you are in a position where you've lost your job recently, hang in there. I have a video on when I got laid off, and so I will link that below as well for you. So if you want to check that out, get some inspiration from someone who's been there and I've recorded that discussion, go for it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. You for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one.